what's going on in North Korea, the new postures on nuclear disarmament, both the United States and others, have really shown that we need to get serious about disarmament, certainly in the sort of traditional areas, but more importantly on the technology side. We must start working and discussing on how we are going to regulate and deal and inject some ethics and deal with the use of technology, particularly artificial intelligence. The Secretary-General has placed disarmament very on the top of his agenda. He's very keen to make sure that we move. His tagline is disarmament that saves lives, and he's going to come out in the month of May here in Geneva with a new policy statement. Clearly, disarmament today of any kind is a challenge. We are in a very fragmented world where the talk is less of peace and more of war. This just has to spur us into more focused and more greater and more effective action to try and convince our constituents and convince the public and convince the member states and particularly the public and civil society that war is not the answer and that strife is not the answer.
Last week on the Human Rights Council.
There's an arms race and there's a looming one also in the new technologies. That if we are not, and this is why it's so urgent for us to sit down and agree, not just among member states and governments, but also with the industry, with the scientists, with everybody who has anything to do with the evolution, the really rapid, to put it mildly, evolution of these technologies and these new ways. A lot of these have dual purpose. You know, many of them are developed for commercial purposes, but many of them can be used for offensive purposes. It's really important that we do that soon. I'm afraid that if we don't, we are going to end up in a situation where the developments of artificial intelligence will land us in a place that actually potentially more dangerous than the nuclear threat.
Termed by some in the unions as intimidation.
Like